Hey Grand Forks, how we doing tonight? Want to thank you guys all for leaving your houses. We're really proud of you. But I'm glad you guys came out. Live comedy in Grand Forks is really important, so we got a really good lineup here, so thank you all for supporting live comedy. My name's Brorby. I live in Crookston. I run the movie theater in Crookston. It's those same owners as the River Cinema. And for any of you parents, I feel like we're an unregistered daycare for all your children. And in Crookston, we usually work alone, so sometimes you'll wait in line for like 10 minutes, and then finally you get to the front of the line. I'm like, what can I get you? And you're just like, It's like, what the hell were you just thinking this whole time? I mean, that applies anywhere, really. A lot of people think that the guys' bathroom's the nastiest thing in the world, but from my experience, the women's restroom is usually one that's destroyed. It's like, come on, this isn't TJ Maxx, let's get going. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I've heard horror stories. But don't worry, men, you know, when you're going to the urinal and you're shedding on the urinal, I think it's time for some manscaping, okay? Yeah, theater's my second job. I have a full-time job. I produce all of Rydell Carr's videos for them. And, it's a fun job. And I actually have a third job. I run my own video business. I do weddings, events and stuff, and commercials. I do all the on-screen ads for the River Cinema, so the local ads that play, I do all those. But I actually have a fourth job. I know, it's pretty sad. It's returning packages from my fiance. And it's not just bringing them to the drop box. I gotta go to the physical stores, and I go in. It's usually clothing items, and they always ask you the same question: was there anything wrong with it? And I'm usually like, it just didn't really fit me that right. Yeah, me and my fiance, we don't have kids. We have pets. You know, we got some cats and some dogs. Anyone got animals here? Yeah, I kind of feel like my animals have better health care than me. My cat this winter, he had bloody poop, and I instantly freaked out. I was like, oh God, I gotta bring him to the emergency vet, and then I just thought, man, if that happened to me, I'd be like, that's just the Cajun chicken I ate. Yeah, it's summertime here in Grand Forks, or we would call it road construction season. Impeccable planning on their half, huh? Just freaking rip off all the important roads in town. You go on the Lair Center Road, frickin' train comes, you're late for everything. But I was on over by Highway 2 at a stoplight, and there was two guys working on the sidewalk, and literally right next to them was a panhandler. I bet you those guys were just really impressed by him just asking for money. It's like, he could at least offer to help him out. They could have bought him lunch or something. And we all make fun of that guy who holds the slow down sign on the road construction crew, but he's the smartest guy on the crew. He just stands there and collects a big paycheck. He's probably denied like a bunch of raises. He's like, nah, I'm good with this. I think one thing Grand Forks could use is a couple more coffee shops in town. Like, what is going on? You are all addicted. Seriously. There's 2 new popped up on 42nd, and then the new Starbucks on South Washington Street. And then, do any of you go on South Washington? Have any of you seen that playground out in the middle of nowhere yet? It's like a mile away from the new houses. Like, they're like, they'll come out, they'll play. It's like, they're just asking for your kid to get abducted or something, I think. Everyone likes to make fun of Walmart, but if you want a confidence boost, go to the Dollar Tree on Washington Street. There's some characters and a half there any time of day. Yeah, I kind of get a kick out of that. I can get a seatbelt ticket for driving around town with no seatbelt on, but then the Domino's guy can drive around with half his car missing. Yeah, people, they're so far left or right these days, but you can instantly know who they support when you know what news station they watch. And funny story, I was in the break room eating toast one morning, and MSNBC was just on the TV. I wasn't even paying attention. Then all of a sudden this guy walks in. You watching this? And I was like, no, it's just on. Good. I'm going to put on some real news. What do you think he turns it to? Fox News, yeah. The business that has figured out the only station you can play without anyone getting pissed is Culver's. The Weather Channel. You know there's going to be one guy who just gets pissed off. This is not real news. Anyone in here travel? Fly? Anyone fly? Airplanes? I've always got a kick how airports have turned into little malls. They have all these different shops inside of them. But the one that makes absolutely no sense to me is the luggage store inside the airport. Like, I picked my friend up, he had all his shit in his arms. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? Where's your suitcase? I'm just gonna buy one there. It's easier that way. Just all his stuff through TSA, like 8,000 items. Do you see they actually announced you don't have to take your shoes off anymore going through TSA this week? That's exciting, right? The scanner, it can probably see my junk going through the scanner, but no, the 2-inch rubber sole on my shoe, no. Yeah, I was born in 1990, and I realized everything we learned in school was just horseshit. Like, the food pyramid, you guys remember that thing? What's the most important item we're supposed to eat? Bread and pasta? Yeah, okay. They finally figured out that was bullshit. It doesn't even exist anymore. They got rid of it in like 2014. Then they thought that we need to learn dancing in kindergarten. Anyone learn how to square dance in kindergarten? I've square danced never since. And then they wanted us to learn some instruments, so they teach us the recorder. The most useless instrument in the world. Let me play you some hot cross buns. Then the box top program, that really shows how shitty our country is, huh? Go buy some crappy food from the grocery store, bring them to your school, and they'll send them to the governor, maybe your teacher gets some pencils or something. I was in the GATE program in 4th grade. Any of you heard of that? Gifted and talented. I was like Einstein, apparently. But the only thing they did was they took me out of class for one period, and I was the librarian. Basically, I was there for her free hour, I think. Yeah, anyone in here like to play board games? You know what's a pretty hard board game to play nowadays? Guess who? Is it a boy? Whoa, let's not assume anything here. They gotta make a non-binary, gender-neutral new version of it where all the characters are yellow emojis. This past 4th of July, my friend who lives in California, he asked me, hey, what do you think of transgender people? And I was just like, you know what? They don't bother me. It has no effect on my life. No hair off my sack, just hers. Yeah, my parents used to go on vacation all the time when I was little, and I always thought it was a dick move. They'd come back. They went to Hawaii once, and they got me a shirt that said Hawaii on it. It's like, wow, thank you. Now I wear it around in public, and everyone's like, oh, Hawaii, how was it? And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't go to Hawaii. My parents went to Hawaii and got me this shirt that says Hawaii. I stayed at home with my grandma. I think this would be maybe the worst summer for Jesus to come back. He'd show up and be like, my children, and then ICE would come out of nowhere and throw him on the ground and detain him. Any of you heard of Klarna? Klarna's this built-in app on websites where you can make payments for your new shoes and shit. But now they have it built in a DoorDash. You can make 4 payments for your Applebee's order. This is where we're at. If you can't afford your Applebee's in full, just make a fucking grilled cheese sandwich or something. But on the subject of DoorDash, any of you on Facebook's Grand Forks Rants and Raves page? That is hilarious. Just all the things people bitch about. And Recently, I saw this woman complaining that she ordered food from this place called, like, Ballpark Bites in town. You ever heard of this place? And she DoorDashed a hot dog to her house. Who the fuck is DoorDashing a hot dog? And she was complaining it looked nothing like what the picture showed. And then it turns out MLB Bites is a ghost kitchen inside of IHOP.